That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in 2012, I'm proud to say it's time for the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Yes, yes, yes.
I don't even know.
You guys, well, listen. Good news and the bad news, we got to acknowledge the fact that crazy weather everywhere, Vic. In fact, this morning I got up to the news that storms, and they said storms, I'm not just used to seeing a storm decimate communities like that, but it looks like storms have been hitting all through the South. Specifically, the area around Birmingham had some problems. I believe it's 2 dead, over 100 injured.
Yeah, that's not good, man.
Wow.
Not good. My
and
family
state
hometown.
of emergency.
Yeah, that's my hometown for my family, man.
Wow, it's really rough. We want to send our prayers out to them. And crazy weather all over the country. Cold, cold, cold.
Yeah.
As this storm really impacts people all over the East. And it's been a crazy week since we last came to you last week. Like I said, I myself was kind of out of it for a minute because I was suffering from a virus. Like I said, you can still hear it.
Right.
But it's cold all over the country. And also, it's been a time of passing. Joe Paterno, legendary coach, Penn State, recently embroiled in the scandal. Wow, so many people really responding to the man. We'll talk a little bit about that later in New Sports, I believe, right, Vic?
Yeah, we're gonna touch upon. We're gonna call it the legacy. I hate to say it though, it's gonna be the aftermath. How do you want to remember him? What will he be remembered by?
And that's the discussion. So good, we'll get a chance to do that with Vic. I wasn't sure. I kind of thought he would. Remember, I told you, Vic and I, we don't pre-script the show. We both just come with our stuff. Yeah. Vic, also, Etta James, legendary. At last, R&B passed finally. She had been suffering. I believe she was 73, I think. Yeah. She had been really suffering from leukemia.
Yeah.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah. It was bundling of things.
When you have all that stuff, this is a relief to finally have to be able to be at peace.
I agree.
And comfort. Those of us who've had to deal with loved ones who struggle with these health problems, it's a relief for them.
Yeah,
to move on.
Yeah, move on.
So but man, Mac McAllister again, special broadcast over at onlinewithmac.ning.com. Special Etta James broadcast dedicated to her life, her music.
Right.
That's what I was playing this week, and you can go and take a listen over there.
Right.
Better said by those folks. Okay, so go listen to what Mac has done. Right. But also the passing of Johnny Otis. Now, a lot of people don't know who Johnny Otis was. A lot of people know who Etta James were. We wanted to acknowledge that and again respond and give our condolences. A lot of people don't know Johnny Otis, really tied to Etta James in a lot of ways. Johnny Otis, who many people think was an iconic figure in early R&B, is the writer of many tracks, Willie and the Hand Jive, for those who don't remember. Many people called him the godfather of rhythm and blues. He also wrote that first track, Every Beat of My Heart, which was a hit for Gladys Knight.
Oh, yeah.
It was initially meant to be, I think, for, why am I blocking?
Having an AARP moment?
Yeah, because I'm trying to read this stuff, too. I'm blocking on that one I wanted to take. But anyway, here, I got a great video on him. Because the real issue with Johnny Otis, to me, was even though he's known as an iconic R&B figure, he was not black. He was really Greek.
Okay.
But remembering how it was in those times, and I'm going to quote him, as a kid, I decided that if our society dictated that one had to be black or white, I would be black.
Oh, that's what his quote is?
Yeah, and he chose to be black. Now, let me just tell you something. His first hit in 1945 was Harlem Nocturne. This is what I was looking for. Willie and the Hand Jive was 1.5 million copies back then. I said Every Beat of the Heart for Gladys Knight and the Piffs, even though that was initially intended for someone else. That's who I was trying to find who was initially intended for. But he was part of, worked with people like Etta James, Hank Ballard, Big Mama Thornton, okay?
Right.
So we're going to play a little piece was pulling up. I went looking, Vic.
Okay.
And I found some wonderful video by Johnny Otis, JohnnyOtis.
You know, I enjoy about, in time passing is how the names have changed. Every time you move through decades, everybody's names, have changed. When will you run into another person say name like Johnny Otis?
That's right.
That's what
Who'll use that?
Right. So,
well, take a look.
What more can I say? All it's up to you now. If you really want that car, with the Charger plan, it can be yours. Come in this very week to Metropolitan Ford, the big city dealer with the neighborhood touch, open every night, Saturday and Sunday included till at least 11 o'clock, right there in that little old corner of Figueroa and Pico. That's just off the Harbor Freeway in downtown metropolitan Los Angeles. I hope I'll see you down there. Now, I hear some giggling in the background. John, how about playing my favorite song?
All right. It's kind of my favorite, too. It should be. We had so much good luck with this. Little hand jive, fellas. I know a cat named Way Out Willie. He got a cool little chick named Rockin' Lily. He can walk and stroll in Susie Q and do that crazy hand jive. Papa told Willie, you'll ruin my home. You and that hand jive has got to go. Willie said, Papa, don't put me down. They're doing that hand jive all over town. Hand jive, hand jive, hand jive, doing that crazy hand jive. Mama, mama, look at Uncle Joe.
And nowadays, hand jive was meaning something else to me,
Gotta give baby sister a dime. Said, do that hand jive one more time. A doctor and a lawyer and an Indian chief. Well, they all dig that crazy beat. Way Out Willie give them all a treat, yeah. When he did that hand jive with his feet. Hand jive, hand jive, hand jive, doing that crazy hand jive, hey, hey.
Right. Every Beat of My Heart he first wrote for Jackie Wilson. But, he had intended it for Jackie Wilson. That's right. Here's Johnny Otis, you all. Yeah. Said he'd rather be black. After he opened the Barrel House Club in the Watts district of Los Angeles. Man. Johnny Otis, you guys.
Yeah. Be interesting to find out why how he came about making his own selection of what he preferred. So, I always like the story of the reason why, as opposed to, hey, I just want you guys to refer to me as African American or black at that time.
Well, I remember those of us who were there can remember how divisive a society we lived in and how much you were forced into this. And these kind of things, it wasn't really up to you. You were forced to,
Yeah.
But he did a bunch. He did some sexually explicit stuff in '69 under the name Snatch and the Poontangs. He's done a bunch of crazy creative stuff. His son Shuggy Otis is seen in a bunch of videos playing with Etta James.
Right.
I told you about him. He toured all over the United States. With his band. Man, he's the one who discovered many of the early artists and brought them forward. So we got to, acknowledge the passing of Johnny Otis and give our prayers and blessing.
Yeah, definitely.
Him. All right, so now, other news. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the playoffs over the weekend, but Vic, one of the controversial things was Steven Tyler, former lead singer of Aerosmith, his rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Hey,
Rex, there's been some bad ones. Roseanne Barr.
All time.
You know, that was probably the worst.
It's probably the
all-time worst.
All time.
But what did you think?
You know, like I said, you know, if you don't know who he is, you know, there's a separation of generations here. So it all depends on who's reviewing it. If you're going for the old traditionalists, they're going to have a problem with this no matter what. But if you're going for the new media impact to say, I'm going to create something, so even if I lose, I win, and if I win, I win. And so there's a new generation, and a lot of times we feed, or people feed off of the negativity or the rebellion in how you want to perform. Now, if you just want to ask me based on how did he perform the song traditionally, and I wasn't where I felt the impact. I said he's doing some things. Now, but if you want to sit back and keep your name in the headlines, well, he did a damn good job. So it all depends on perspective. You know, I'm going, has he been looked at as the person who can sing that national anthem almost
Well, he had to be looked at because they chose him.
No.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but
yeah.
no. But, you know, I don't know if they know when they ask people to do this. I don't know if they have to try out or anything.
No, they don't have to try
I think they
out.
just tell you, like, hey, would you like to? It's going to be an honor, blah, blah, blah. And you say yes or no, and then they get what they get.
I'll say this. They say, can we get somebody a little bit younger?
Can't
20s,
show it, you guys.
hip-hop, rap, something like that. Oh, no, because they'll kill it. Then they're going to
Can't
get
show
somebody who's past AARP age and go, well, this is a safe bet. Well, safety sometimes is about your conscience, not about your age. And he took it to a level to at least have his name in the headlines for at least 24 hours.
Well, go take a look, you guys. It's on YouTube right now. Steven Tyler singing of the national anthem. Wow. And let us know what you think.
Yeah.
You know, I was entertained.
About what?
It sucked, but I was entertained.
Now, what was your entertainment value? Because I looked at him as like needing.
I think he was caught between trying to be it seriously and then realized he couldn't do a good job,
Right.
and having to play it off.
Right. Do you see a difference?
You know, that's not an easy song. Has anybody tried
No.
to sing the national anthem lately? That's not an easy song to sing. It has a lot of changes
Right.
that are actually somewhat difficult.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if you want to pull off the song, you know, try not to take it over the top unless you know you can sing. But I couldn't help but to look at him. For those who are going back, I said, you know, I see a stark kind of connection to how he presents himself, similar to George Clinton.
Certain songs you have to be careful of singing. Back in our day, it was Through the Fire.
Yeah.
People always come in and trying to sing that at some karaoke.
Yeah.
And they can't hit those notes, you guys. You can't hit the notes.
And
You go up there and you choke.
And let's be real, Mario, and you understand this probably as much as anyone or any of us. You have certain sports that have embraced the revolution of what social media and everything has come in. Football has done it. You can see what basketball has done, embracing the athletes, the craziness, the rough, the edginess. Baseball is steeped in tradition. They have not moved towards. They have not moved.
I mean, stuck in shit. Steeped in tradition or stuck in shit.
I didn't say that.
I know.
That is not
That's
my
Mario's
feeling.
interpretation of what steeped
Didn't we,
in tradition
I
means.
saw somebody. We covered this story several, maybe.
And we are too steeped
We're not.
in tradition.
We actually said
Steeped.
which sport would soccer overtake if they don't progressively continue to move forward and not be stuck in their same old ways, and we picked soccer, which that will be the next upcoming sport. And we said, well, which sport is it going to probably overtake in popularity? Social popularity. I said, well, it looked like baseball because they're not trying to do anything. Stay just where they are.
That's cold blood.
I'm just
Now,
saying.
first of all, that's